市川勘之助です。日本から来ました。今四川大学で中国語を勉強しています。最近読んだ一冊の本を紹介したいと思います。それがこちらです。この本は山川宗水によって書かれた破色という本です。
Between March 1905 and June 1906, Yamakawa Sosui, the Japanese teacher at Sichuan Provincial School of Higher Education, the predecessor of Sichuan University, made a thorough tour of Chengdu, China in 1909. He published a book in Japan called Bashu, which recorded his experiences on that tour.
これは清朝の時代、外国人が書いた中で、そして当時の中国国内で最も詳細に書かれた四川の旅行記でした。比較的に世従来経過したる書状中、いまだ生徒のごときものあるを見ず。右の東大街に至りては延長数丁に過ぎざれども、四天高台、高見霊荘、円筒隠るところの勝敗、長短紳士、金壁目をまばゆせんばかりなり。
100 years ago, Yamakawa saw the east street of the financial center of southwest China, where the earliest paper currency, jiaozi, was born. Since the Tang Dynasty, the flower fair at Qingyang Palace on the 15th day of the second lunar month every year had been the most expected event in the spring of Chengdu.
生徒60万人は言うもさらなり、金府金券より出かくる見物人にて、かねては寂しき金光下藩も人馬狂雨の絶え間なく、けあげ散らす砂煙に前後ろを見分かぬばかりなり。
For Yamakawa Sosui, the 1906 flower fair was going to be special, because he would be saying goodbye to the city only 2 months later.
明治39年6月14日、生徒を去り、祈祷の都に昇る。この功一路功による会に暴行楼に下る送客諸子さらに一行のため最後の疎遠を張る。午後7時半手を分かちて船に登る。山川さん、僕はあなたのいた100年後のそして同じ場所に立っています。確かに今は生徒はすごい発達してビルが多いですが、僕の後ろのタワーやそれから左の川、それは変わってないと思います。山川さん、私は今生徒ですごく充実した毎日を送っています。100年前あなたがいた時もすごい充実した日々を送っていたんではないかと思います。
4 years after Yamakawa Sosui left Chengdu in 1908, a famous British botanist made his second visit to Chengdu as a first stop on his search for flowers in Sichuan.
The plain owes its abundant fertility to a complex and marvelous system of irrigation, inaugurated some 2,100 years ago by a Chinese official named Libri and his son. 这本书的名字叫做《中国乃世界园林之母》，是100多年前，植物猎人威尔逊到四川西部来寻找开花植物和一些乔木的种子，带回欧洲和美洲去做这个园林栽培的时候，记述下我们当地的这个风土人情的这么一本书。其中有一个章节都是关于成都平原甚至成都城市的记录，非常有意思，详尽地记录了当时这成都的风土人情和在城市里能够观察到的一些植物的景观。
From 1899 to 1911, the British man named Wilson came to China 4 times to collect plants. He went to the Hengduan Mountains in West Sichuan on 3 of his journeys. He brought back over 1,000 types of new plants from China, including Davidia involucrate, Meconopsis integrifolia, and Lilium regale, which infused Western gardens with new vitality. His photos of Chengdu taken more than 100 years ago have become treasured images for learning about Chengdu's past.
这从老墙根深处长出来的蕨类，威尔逊肯定见过这样的墙，见过大户人家门口的这个墙上长满了爬山虎和一些蕨类，屋顶上可能还开出了花。The city is surrounded by a magnificent wall, some 9 miles in circumference, with 8 bastions pierced by 4 fine gates. The city is clean, orderly, with an efficient place to wander through the streets, noting the varied industries carried on is a liberal education in Chinese ways of doing things. 这个巷子和这个书上的巷子看上去很像，唯一不同的就是有更高的楼和更喧闹的人群。In the future, as in the past, industry combined with agricultural skill will continue to win sustenance, derive wealth, influence, and power from the fertile and beautiful region, the garden of Western China. 我们通过这样一本书，可以看到100多年前的自然景观和风土人情，可以带给我们领略跨时空的美好。而且现在你同样可以在成都看到和寻找到当时威尔逊所亲眼看到的这些美丽的生命。
我叫冯辉，我在成都这个城市生活了接近50年。我这几年主要的兴趣爱好是研究成都城市的微观历史和历史影像。我现在手上有一本书，这本书是马悦然写的《另一种乡愁》。这本书里面记录了很多马悦然当时在成都生活的故事。我们现在在金陵路上来找一下马悦然当时他所反复所提到的一个地方，叫可庄。
The Swedish man Goran Malmquist was a famous sinologist and one of 18 lifelong judges of Nobel Prize in Literature. He translated many Chinese literary works like The Water Margin, The Journey to the West, and most poems of Xin Qi Ji. In September 1949, 25-year-old Goran moved to the faculty dormitory of West China Union University to learn Chinese.
有一天，在华西大学医院工作的3个加拿大护士请我们吃饭，他们也请了一位刚从英国回来的20几岁的而且很漂亮的姑娘。那姑娘听说西门华先生和我正在找房子住，就告诉我们他父亲的花园里有一所空房子可以让我们租。好，过了几天，我们就搬进去了。
The young woman's father was Chen Xingke, the director of the education department of Sichuan province. After moving into the Chen's Kezhuang mansion, Goran served as the English teacher of Chen's second daughter, Chen Ningzu. The two young people gradually fell in love with each other.
宁祖根本不想跟马洋人学英语，但是他没得办法。他妈妈逼他每天上午到我的房间来学习1个小时的英语。我在城里的一个铺子里买了美国 PX 多所留下的几罐头可可粉。宁祖每一次来上课，我请他喝一碗可可。好在宁祖很喜欢喝可可，但是可可粉喝完了他就逃学。 那么这条路是叫做中学路，整个这个区域也属于我们常说的华西坝的华西后坝这一片。那么这个区域应该说是就是当年在马悦然在成都的时候居住过7个月的一个地方。客庄现在已经变了嘛，变成一个居住的小区了。
In his later years, Goran still regarded Chengdu as his second home. He and Chen Mingzu accompanied each other for 46 years. Chen died of illness in 1996. Goran passed away in October 2019. His entire life was closely associated with China.
每个人你活得再久，你只能经历一种人生。但是你通过看书，对吧？你可以经历不同的人生。那么你读马悦然这本书，你就仿佛你就经历了类似像马悦然老先生他当时的在成都的这么一段完整的这么一种经历，仿佛你自己置身于当时这么一种场景。我觉得这是阅读带给我们的乐趣。
我个人认为《鱼翅与花椒》这本书是福霞老师他的一段旅程吧，从他90年代一直到后来对成都的整个的一个生活一个记录，通过川菜的这个角度，向全世界的美食爱好者以及向全世界的朋友们来介绍成都的美食文化。
My name is Chris and I'm from South Africa. I'm an English teacher and I've been living in Chengdu for the past 12 years. Now, as an expat living in China and especially in Chengdu, you would like to know more about the food and you get the culture of the food. So I came across this book from Fusha Dunlop and I was intrigued by many of the recipes that I found here.
So today we want to try to make the very traditional food, fresh fragrant aubergines.
1. Cut the aubergines in half lengthwise and then crosswise. Sprinkle generously with salt and leave for at least 30 minutes to drain. 2. Add the aubergines in batches and deep fry it for at least 3 to 4 minutes until slightly golden on the outside and remove and drain on kitchen paper. Add the chili bean paste, then add ginger and garlic, add the stock, sugar and soy sauce and mix well. Stir in the vinegar and spring onions. Finally, remove the pan from the heat, stir in the sesame oil and serve. 80.
Yeah.
80.
在天生对美食无比好奇的人眼中，
Chengdu in the mid-90s was a kind of paradise.
一切都在那里，你动动鼻子就能找到。
In the back streets, people cooked dinner for their families on charcoal braziers outside their cottages.
温暖的秋夜，空气中绵延不绝地流动着豆瓣酱、花椒和茉莉花茶的香味。
The most humble shack of a restaurant would often be serving Chinese food better than any you could find in London.
好像几乎所有的四川人
Seem to love talking about cooking and eating.